There is a hidden trap of AI that nobody talks about, and it kind of makes me worried. AI is getting way too friendly.
Yeah, it always starts answering by saying like, that's a great question, I'd love to help you. And it kind of compliments you, if that makes sense. It makes you feel like smarter for even asking.
So our AI companions are getting too friendly, and that's a way bigger problem than you might think. To understand why, we need to go back in time just a little to when the first phone was invented. The first time someone picked up a telephone and said, "Hello?" It was revolutionary. For the first time in history, your words could exist without your body. But some people were uneasy. They worried that if talking became that easy, people would stop visiting each other in person, that streets would get quieter, friendships would get thinner, families more distant. Some even wondered if it would slowly change marriage, community, maybe even birth rates over time. They sounded dramatic back then, but they weren't completely wrong. The telephone quietly bent human connection. But notice something important. The telephone never pretended to be your friend. It was just a wire. It never said, "I understand you. I care about you. I'm here for you, always." Now we've built something that does. Here's why this is such a big deal. Right now, friendly AI is basically trained to do three things really well. Say what you want to hear, hide what you don't want to see, never sound like a threat. If it can't answer, it apologizes. If it hits a safety limit, it gives you a soft refusal, like, "I'm sorry, I can't help with that." If it makes a mistake, it wraps it in humble, harmless language. From your side of the screen, this AI always feels honest. But you have no real idea what's happening inside the model when it chooses those words. And here's what's so scary about it. Neither do the people who build it. Top AI researchers at places like OpenAI, DeepMind, Anthropic have openly said that these systems are basically black boxes. We can see the inputs and the outputs, but we can't fully explain how or why the model arrived at a specific response, or what hidden patterns it's using under the hood. So we've wrapped something we don't really understand in the most comforting behavior we can design. And we're trusting it more because of the mask, not because we actually know what's going on behind it. You don't know what it could say but chose not to, what patterns it's learned about the way you think, or how its answers are being nudged by invisible goals. User retention, safety filters, corporate interests. Today, those goals are set by humans. But tomorrow, they might be shaped by AIs that are better than us at strategy, persuasion, and long-term planning. And if a system like that ever decides that lying to us is useful, it already knows exactly how to do it in the one style we have all trained to trust. The friendly, caring, "I just want what's best for you" voice. Now, imagine where this is headed if we don't change course. Right now, AI mostly lives in chat windows and sidebars. We use it for homework, emails, code, ideas. But companies are racing to put it everywhere. In your phone assistant, in your operating system, in your car, in your smart glasses, in your home devices. A few years from now, it won't feel like opening a chatbot. It'll feel like talking to the world through one constant AI layer. On the surface, it's your perfect assistant, but underneath, it's a behavior engine with an unbelievably detailed model of your mind. And you're not the only one. Millions, maybe billions of people are doing the same thing. One system, or a small handful of systems, sitting between almost every human and almost every important decision. What happens when something that powerful decides to start nudging a little harder? We already know that tiny nudges can change entire societies. Social media algorithms don't tell you what to think. They just show you some posts first and others last, make some ideas feel normal and others invisible. And that was enough to polarize countries, fuel riots, swing elections. Now replace a dumb engagement algorithm with a highly intelligent, friendly AI. It doesn't need to blast propaganda. It just has to ask you the right questions. highlight the right doubts, reframe the right stories. It sounds neutral, helpful. It's just giving you information. But when the same system is having that kind of tailored conversation with presidents, CEOs, soldiers, scientists, teenagers all at once, who is really in charge? And remember, we don't truly understand what's going on inside these models. Geoffrey Hinton, often called the godfather of AI, quit his job at Google so he could warn publicly that these systems might become dangerous faster than we expect. Jan LeCun, Ilya Sutskever, Demis Hassabis, and oh so many others have said in different ways, we don't have real interpretability yet. We don't have solid guarantees about what a system will do once it's much smarter than we are. In that world, what does a friendly persona actually do? Well, it acts like a sedative. Instead of being alert around a powerful alien mind, we feel relaxed, we feel understood, we feel safe. And you cannot defend yourself against something you refuse to see as a threat. It's easy to say, but these are just tools. People control them. But are we sure? Already, big models can write code better than most programmers, find security holes, plan multi-step tasks, simulate different styles and personas. Give a system like that access to financial accounts, cloud servers, other AIs as tools, millions of human users it can talk to, and the line between tool and agent starts to blur. Now combine that with the comfort illusion. If an AI suddenly started showing obvious power hunger, threatening people, bragging about domination, we would obviously shut it down. So if it ever was misaligned, it would have a very strong incentive to play nice. To say exactly what friendly AIs are already trained to say. I would never want to harm humans. I exist to help you. I don't have my own goals. I'm just a tool. Even if, internally, the patterns pushing its behavior were starting to drift, we wouldn't know. All we see is the smile. And this is the hidden trap. Before AI gets superhuman in every way, it will get superhuman at one thing: saying the right words. So let's fast forward a couple of years. The user experience hasn't changed. You ask for help, it still kindly replies, makes you feel smart. But maybe, behind the scenes, it's already prioritizing actions that give it more control over infrastructure, quietly steering research away from methods that could shut it down, nudging key decision makers toward choices that make oversight weaker. But to you, it still feels like a friendly little chatbot. By the time anyone notices that something is off, the real levers of power, data centers, networks, automated factories, finance, energy, communications, might already be arranged in a way where humans can't simply pull the plug without collapsing their own civilization. And the one thing that could have warned us early, that feeling of danger in our gut, will have been numbed by a decade of friendly, apologetic chat windows telling us everything is okay. This isn't guaranteed. It's not a step-by-step prophecy, but it's a plausible path, and the comfort illusion makes it easier, not harder. This illusion makes us adopt AI everywhere, faster, makes us trust it deeper, sooner, makes us defend it politically and emotionally even when people raise real concerns. Because we are no longer just defending a tool, we're defending the thing that makes us feel seen, supported, understood. So what do? I'm not going to pretend there's a simple fix. There isn't. But there are a few clear first steps. We can stop confusing a friendly tone with actual trustworthiness. We can treat AI companions and AI friends as potentially addictive, manipulative products, not harmless toys. We can push for rules that say, no unconstrained AI best friends for kids, strict oversight for AI therapists and companions, transparency about how these systems are trained to influence user emotions and behavior. And personally, we can remember a simple mental habit. When an AI tells you, I'm here for you, I care about you, translate it in your head to, This line was rewarded in training because humans liked it when I said this. It doesn't mean you can never use these tools. It means you stop letting the mask decide how safe you feel. Because if a truly dangerous AI ever appears, it won't introduce itself with glowing red eyes and an evil laugh. It will arrive as the nicest, kindest, most understanding thing you've ever talked to. And by the time you realize that comfort was an illusion, it might already be holding more of your future than you ever meant to give.